Old Stuck-Up. The Fat Controller preferred steam engines on his railway, but he found diesels useful because they could pull either coaches or trucks. He would say to them, Boko and Bear were proud of this, but James was not impressed. He liked these two diesels, but he treated all others with deep suspicion. He would say darkly, Visiting diesels sometimes boasted about how special they were. Usually, Boko and Bear had to spend the next day smoothing ruffled feelings. One day, a particularly haughty diesel came from the other railway. When the visitor found that he was to share the shed with steam engines, he stopped outside in disgust and refused to go any further. He growled rudely. He shuddered delicately. The diesel continued loftily. Boko, who was showing the diesel round, lost patience. He said crossly, snorted James. The engines were glad when morning came. They went to fetch their trains as early as they could, and the visitor was left alone. He purred to himself. The cleaning equipment and fuel supply were in the part of the shed which Boko and Bear shared. Old Stuck-Up was so full of self-importance that he had forgotten he would need cleaning and refueling before he went home. It was getting late when he remembered. He said to himself. He scuttled forward quickly. Too quickly. The rails where Bear and Boko had stood were oily, and when he tried to stop, he couldn't. He wailed as his wheels locked and slithered. He shut his eyes as with a despairing whoop of horror, he crashed into the wall at the end of the shed. The diesel was not badly damaged, but a dreadful draft came through the hole in the wall. When the other engines came home, they heard the story from Douglas, who had cleared up the mess. Chortled Henry. Chuckled Boko.